Incredibles 2. We pick up exactly where the previous film ended, with the Incredibles family fighting under Minor. They manage to stop the villain, but cause a lot of damage in the city, and so the legal ban on superheroes starts being enforced even more heavily. Being relocated again and having no income in sight, the family begins to look for options when the Devor siblings reach out to them. They're heirs to a massive tech company. The brother is the face of it, the sister is the brains. And they want to bring back superheroes. In order to do that, they get Elastigirl to go on missions for them, fighting crime, and they record all of that from her perspective to show that superheroes actually do have good intentions, even if sometimes something goes wrong. When she's on those missions, Elastigirl will have to track down a new mysterious villain called Screenslaver. And meanwhile, as all of this is going on, Mr. Incredible is left at home to take care of the children, something he initially thinks is going to be piss easy, but turns out to be the challenge of his life. And so up until the final act, we're really watching two separate stories. Elastigirl's plot is the weaker one, honestly, because in a lot of ways, it does unfortunately seem like a rehash of the original film. It's very predictable, cliched, and not particularly engaging, even if the action bits are quite creative and fun. On the other hand, the dad at home stuff is absolutely brilliant. It's hilarious and lifelike at the same time. The family dynamics are great. Jack, the small baby, starts exhibiting various powers, which leads to more and more trouble and gets Frozone on board as well. And hey, more Samuel Jackson is always good. So honestly, whenever we would switch back to Elastigirl, I would be like, damn, I was really, getting engaged in what was going on there. I want to go back to the house. And this sort of mismatch could lead to the movie's downfall, but fortunately it doesn't. Partly because the Elastigirl plot takes up less time than the home stuff, or at least it feels that way when all is said and done. Partly because eventually the two plot lines merge and we get to enjoy everybody working together again. And partly because the action sequences, which I've already mentioned, and that goes both for the first two acts with Elastigirl and the final one with all the other heroes and villains, are just superb in terms of creativity. I mean, the way that the filmmakers let the fights play out, utilize the various powers to the max. I would be watching those scenes thinking, wow, you know what? Some of the Marvel superheroes or X-Men or the Fantastic Four had similar powers, and we've seen movies with them before. Yet we've never seen something this amazing on screen. So it's just eye candy of the best sort. Obviously, it helps that the animation itself, per Pixar standards, is of the highest quality. So is the music, by the way, with especially the memorable main theme. So, Incredibles 2 ends up being a slightly uneven and slightly flawed film at first glance, but at least to me, the things that worked were so brilliant that they make up for the ones that didn't and end up outweighing them and carrying the film on their back. So I'm not afraid to call it a solid movie after all.